What's going on, guys? I wanted to take the opportunity to share something with y'all that I have became really familiar with. So again, I use this journal a lot just to document the experiences and watch for repeated behaviors. What I'm all about is learning and growing from repeated behaviors and try to just be a better person, better man, better brother, better son, community member, all these things, right? And so something that I recently, yesterday as a matter of fact, I found myself in what I called familiar territory. And so I wrote about this in my journal, and I want to share this with you because this has really been really beneficial in my life. And so I was in a mood. And it felt pretty low. It felt stagnant. It felt like I was just spinning my wheels and things weren't moving. And so for me, I wanted to work through this. Here's how I attribute this. I'm constantly growing and trying to scale my business. I'm constantly trying to be a better person, be a better man, the things that I mentioned before. And since I'm constantly trying to pursue just a different, better version of myself, I'm constantly running into hiccups. I'm constantly running into hurdles, obstacles, moods. And so being familiar with how I respond to these things has been really key to be able to recognize how I can navigate when I'm presented with these things again. And so for me, I've noticed that when it's a gloomy day, which is what's going on right now around me in the Houston area, I have a little bit more trouble finding that kind of inspiration or motivation to get out and just kind of kick ass in a sense. So when the sun's out and the weather's nice, I'm like, let's get it. It comes easier for me. And so I'm also currently in a challenging season in my career because of the fact that we are kind of transitioning in the market, and I'm learning to price properties according to what they need to be. And then also I'm doing a lot of educating and talking to the clients that I currently have and explaining to them what are some of the things that I'm seeing in the market so we can make adjustments. And so that also is a little bit of a challenging, tough conversation to have. And so because of all these things kind of happening around me, sometimes I can't help but feel like my wheels are just spinning. Like I'm just kind of floating, kind of trying to kick and swim and do whatever, but nothing's really moving. And so what used to happen to me is when I would feel that feeling, I used to go drink. I used to go to the bar and drink, and I used to go and kind of do that thing. And so I no longer drink, so I've had to actually sit in it and pay attention to and try to understand why I'm feeling this way. And so part of journaling has allowed me to be more familiar with this routine pattern that happens to me when the weather's like this and things aren't really kind of going my way. So in here, I wrote what the mood was. I wrote that the mood was a low, and kind of take a step back. I'm blessed, I'm highly favored, but something is still off. It could be the weather, it could be the business, it could be something entirely different. I don't lack anything I couldn't obtain with some hard work. I've gotten comfortable. And obviously, since I'm leaning on my faith, I'm looking at this, and this is just the one that I leaned on in this particular manner. And it's 1 Timothy 5:8, which is the fifth book, 8th line, sentence, whatever. And so it says, anyone who does not provide for their relatives or especially their own household has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. And so this one kind of stuck with me just because of the fact that I get a little comfortable sometimes, and I do have goals and things that I want to accomplish, and I want to ultimately take care of my parents, take care of my family, take care of these people, my immediate friends and family, right? And so oftentimes when I find myself stuck, I like to lean in on the word now more than ever. And so 1 Timothy 5:8, again, anyone who does not provide for their relatives, especially for their own household, has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. And so for me, right there, following what I'm kind of the journey that I'm on, that is something really good to do. And so I kind of went through this again, and I just kind of sat, kept writing, and I said, to be fair, this is a revolving issue. We already know the fundamentals need to change. Once again, we're dealing with comfort and avoidance. How much longer are we going to allow ourselves to miss out on because of this? We're 35, going into 36. Look around you. No one's coming to save you. Start exhausting your resources. And so pain is the fuel source for this. And so I'm growing. I'm not doing the same thing. When I was working full time, I really didn't feel this type of resistance because I was just going in, punching the clock. I'd come home, relax, and I was fine. But because I set out to accomplish something and build something, it's no wonder that I'm running into these hiccups. And so for me, because of some of the books and the things that I have studied and some of the podcasts and things like that I've been kind of watching and just really studying, I know this is normal. And so what happens is there is like this constant state, right? This is your baseline. And so then you have this series of celebrations and successes, and then you have this series of kind of lows and moods where you feel like you're not really doing enough. And so the baseline is flat in a sense, right? And so then it kind of goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. And so I just found myself in one of those lows. It wasn't real because the ideal of it and the fabrication of the stress was I was creating in my own head. And so what I've done is just take note to that and be mindful of where this is coming from and what's going on around me to help backtrack and further understand why this is the mood for the week or for the day. And a lot of it honestly is the weather. I didn't realize this about myself, but I crave the sun a lot more than I thought I would in my 30s. And so with the combination of that and everything that's going on around me, it's no wonder that I'm feeling these lows. It's no wonder that I'm feeling stagnant. It's no wonder that I'm having this mood. And then I talked to some friends, and they're also kind of feeling the same thing. They're going through a season of change. And so when you're going through a season of change, just like if you're staying the same and you're becoming frustrated with your situation, it's expected to feel a level of discomfort. You either don't like your current situation or you're outgrowing it. So there's a level of discomfort with each one of them. And so to me, this is normal behavior. I also talked to somebody which I would consider sort of like a mentor occasionally. And this guy does very well. He's been in business for himself like some 8 or 9 years, a little shy of 10. And he also deals with this. And so if I'm dealing with this, some of the greats, I like hip hop. So like Nipsey Hussle, Master P, Currency, Larry June, Bun B, Slim Thug, all these guys, when you watch some of their podcasts and you watch some of the things that they're talking about, they also say the same thing. And so if the temperature and the wind is blowing in this direction and they're all explaining it, that this is what it feels like, then I know I'm moving in the right manner because I'm growing. And so it's no wonder that I'm feeling what I'm feeling. And so for me, it's a good reminder to just put that down. So one, I get it out. I don't carry it with me. And I also am able to recognize what's going on, and I can use this to grow and scale into the next level. Because the way that I see this is this season right now, God is trying to teach me something, right? Business is trying to teach me something. Whether it's tough conversations, standing firm on my beliefs, being more intentional with my faith, requiring more from myself, more discipline, being more efficient. I mean, we can work this backwards, right? So just being able to recognize and now not allowing myself to sit in that mood and spiral out of control in that mood, because it's just a short, temporary, little thing that isn't even really real. It's just a thought. It's just a little drop in the bucket that shouldn't contaminate everything else that I'm going or what I'm doing, because I am in I've got 6 or 7 listings on the market right now. Everything closes, that's probably some 80, 90 grand, right? I've got a couple of people that I'm working with right now that are buying. I've got a lot of leases that I'm doing right now. And so I really genuinely don't have no reason to feel like this. The idea was in here. And it was starting to become louder because I kept giving it so much attention. And so what I am mindful to do is to recognize what I'm feeling, but not listen to it. Because if I'm able to fabricate this thing, then I should be able to fabricate a different idea. And since both of them only live in my head, then I'm going to go ahead and not let the bad idea bring me down, but can I leverage and fabricate a new idea and work through the one that I was kind of the mood that was coming in. And so how I work through this one now more than ever is my faith system. Again, for me, it's the script, it's the Bible, and it's that thing. When I'm not 100% in faith, some of the things that I try to write down are things that I'm grateful for. How much of a blessing is it to be able to just to be alive, to wake up, to have stress from growth, to be able to be outgrowing the season that I'm in, and also too to the love, the people that I have around me that support me, that love me, that pour into me. This is my dog. Come here. What are you doing? Come on. Say hi to the camera. Come here. This is Torque, and Torque has a little skin tag we gotta go look at. But this is my Torquey man. This is my boy. This is my dog. And he's very needy. He wants a lot of attention, but not right now. And so, yeah, if I'm stuck in that mood, then what I do is I just look for something to be thankful for. I look for a blessing. I look for something to feed off that. Because the imagination is very good at creating false realities, and you always think of the worst. I don't know why, but I always think of the worst. And so what I'm trying to do is train myself to focus on the good. And so I felt like this was a very important video to put out there. I felt like this was a very important thing to help put on camera and help share with you guys, to hopefully give you just some sort of, maybe try this, right? Maybe take something that I've said, maybe take something about my process, and then build on it and tailor it to your life and what you're currently dealing with right now, so that you don't let those little things kind of derail you and put you in a bad mood. Because quite honestly, if we don't learn how to work with ourselves and not against ourselves, then it's going to be a very hard uphill battle. And I don't know about you guys, but the reason for me doing all this is because I got tired of fighting myself. I got really tired of missing out on opportunities because of the fact that I'm in my own way. And I've never been shown how to do this, I've never been shown how to do this. And so this is something that I'm learning that is benefiting me, but also I'm noticing that it's also inspiring people around me. And which is why I wanted to continue to do this and put these videos out on YouTube to reach more people. Because negativity is out in the world, and it's really easy to feed off negativity. And so if we're capable to be the light and put a little bit of something good into the world, I think that's our human duty. And so with that being said, I hope that this helps. If it does, feel free to leave a comment. If it doesn't, or you just have more information or more questions, just comment below, and I'll do what I can to try to help you guys. I'm going to continue to jump into these and share some of the things that I'm learning as I'm growing in my business, and as I'm growing in my personal life and in my relationships with just people, business, and everything like that. So, peace.